Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to another video tutorial of Anita Bioconcept, and in this video tutorial I am going to discuss about the contamination in animal cell culture or in the process of animal cell culture while performing the animal cell culture, if there is any contamination or not. So what are the various signs by the help of which we can recognize that yes, there is contamination, and how to avoid the contamination, and what are the basic sources of contamination in case of animal cell culture. So our topic today is contamination in animal cell culture. So let's start with the topic. Contamination in animal cell culture. So there are some points which I am going to discuss. So first point is, what are the basic sources of contamination? It is very important to know, it is very important to understand that what are the basic sources of contamination. So as I have told that the basic sources of contamination can be bacteria, can be viruses, can be mycoplasma, can be fungi, as well as some other cell lines. Okay, so that those cell lines can be of same or can be of different species. So this is known as cross contamination. If the contamination source is another cell lines, so this is known as cross contamination. So what are the various sources of contamination? So our first point is, what are the various sources of contamination? So it can be bacteria, it can be fungi, it can be viruses, it can be mycoplasma as well. Okay, and some other cell lines can also be the sources of contamination. Okay, now the next point is how to check the contamination, how to recognize about the contamination, how to check or how to recognize about the contamination. So in my previous video tutorial I have already discussed about the sign and symptoms. Okay, I am just telling sign and symptoms because if we notice certain changes, for example, if there is any reduction in the pH, if there is some sort of cloudiness in the medium, if we observe the animal cells under microscope and if we found some granular or granular appearance or granules like structure outside the cell, so by observing these type of changes we can notice, or we can be confirmed, we can be sure that yes, there is contamination. So how to check or recognize the contamination? So there are some of the signs and symptoms. For example, if there is reduction in pH, okay, if media becomes cloudy, or if there is any cloudiness in the medium, okay, and if we start to observe the animal cells under microscope and if we found some granules like structure, or if there is any granular appearance, if there is any granular appearance outside the cell while observing under the microscope, so these are the basic sign. Okay, sometimes what we find sometimes unidentified materials, or they are found to be in floating conditions in the medium. Unidentified materials floating in the medium, So by observing these type of signs, we can become sure that there is a contamination, or we should detect those contamination by various specific and sometimes very sensitive and powerful techniques, or some reliable techniques which I am going to discuss in after some time. Okay, so these are these are the signs by after observing these signs we can be sure that yes, these are the various contamination. So how to check and recognize the contamination? These are various points. Okay, so after recognition of this type of contamination, we should always autoclave the vessels before opening it. When we want to discard the culture vessels, when we want to discard the materials, or when we want to discard the cultured cells inside the vessels, so we should always autoclave the vessels, or vessels should be autoclaved prior to opening or before opening the cap. before opening the cap. Okay, so these things we have to keep in mind, and I have told that the contamination from the cell lines, so the contamination which are being caused from the same or different species cell lines. So cell lines, there can be two sources of cell lines which does form contamination, or which are causing contamination. So the cell lines can be of same species, or they can be from or different species. So this type of contamination is generally known as cross contamination, and these can be tested by specific and sometimes sensitive technique. Okay, so this type of cross contamination can be tested or can be detected by specific and sensitive technique. Okay, so how now the next point we have to discuss is how to avoid the contamination. So I have told in my previous video tutorials in detail that we have to avoid the contamination by following some of the steps. So what are those? First of all, we have to work with under laminar airflow cabinet. Okay, so and all the handling should be in sterilized condition, or aseptic conditions. All the handling should be in sterilized or aseptic conditions. So we have to avoid the contamination. Okay, so reagent bottles should be separately, should be kept separately, and should not be shared with other workers or other cell lines. Cell lines means the culture vessels, the reagent bottles should be kept separately. Okay, those bottles should not be shared, okay, among the cell lines or different types of workers also. So these points we have to keep in mind to avoid the contamination. So the most important is that all the handling should be in sterilized condition, and we should always work with laminar airflow cabinet or hood. Okay, so now I have told that bacteria can be the source of contamination. Okay, fungi can be the source of contamination, viruses can be source of contamination, as well as mycoplasma and cell lines. So now I am just going to discuss that how to test the viral contamination, how to test the bacterial as well as fungal contamination, how to avoid or how to check the mycoplasma contamination, because the mycoplasma contamination is very difficult to detect out. So about all these I am just going to discuss. So first of all, I am just telling you that how to test about the viral contamination. Okay, so for testing out the viral contamination, we should observe the cytopathic effect on cells. Okay, so by observing the cytopathic effect on cells. Okay, and how we can observe the cytopathic effect? Only by the help of phase contrast microscope. Okay, so we will take the help of phase contrast microscope. Okay, and by using the phase contrast microscope, we just observe the cytopathic effect, and by observing the cytopathic effect on cells, on animal cells, we can detect out about the viral contamination. And the next method is to follow the hem adsorption. Okay, hem adsorption technique, and by hem adsorption method. So what is the hem adsorption method? It means adsorption of indicator of RBC. Okay, it means adsorption of the red blood cells, or it is basically indicator, because by viruses infected cells in the monolayers. Okay, it is being used RBC indicator or indicator RBC indicator cell red blood cells are used okay, in case of monolayers. So adsorption of indicator RBC by virus infected cells in the monolayer. So by this technique also we can observe or we can detect about the viral type of contamination. So for example, suppose if there is any cross contamination, I have told about the cross contamination. So if there is any cross contamination by the cells of different species or same species, so if there is any type of contamination, okay, I just forgot to tell one thing, that there is along with the cytopathic effect and hem adsorption method, there are some of the immunological method also, immunological method, as well as some of the biochemical assays are immunological as well as biochemical assays are also being available to detect out the viral contamination. Okay, why assay word is here? Because it means the analysis of quality as well as quantity. Quality as well as quantity. So with respect to the quality and with respect to the quantity, both with reference to both of the quality and quantity, we can check or we can detect out the viral contamination. So in all, what is the case here? By the help of cytopathic effect, hem adsorption method, as well as immunological and biochemical analysis or assay, we can detect out the viral contamination. And in second one, I was just telling that what about the cross contamination by cells of different species. Okay, so these are going to be detected by the help of this contamination by the cell lines, or better say cross contamination. These type of contaminations are being detected, cross contamination, these are being detected by fluorescent antibody strategy or technique, by fluorescent antibody technique. Okay, fluorescent antibody technique, as well as by the help of karyotyping and isozyme analysis. There are some other technique also, for example karyotyping and isozyme analysis. So these are different types of techniques by the help of which we can detect or we can identify or we can be sure about the cross contamination while the animal cell culturing method. Okay, so now if there is any type of, actually and these are the different types of techniques which can be used to identify the cross contamination or cell line contamination by cell lines by different species. But if there is I have told that there can be contamination from the same species also. So if there is any type of cross contamination from the same species, then how it can be detected. Okay, so for this DNA fingerprinting is the most commonly used. DNA fingerprinting is the technique. DNA fingerprinting is the technique. Another technique is by Giemsa staining. Okay, Giemsa staining, by seeing the banding pattern of the chromosome. By Giemsa staining we can observe the banding pattern of chromosome, okay. So by this type of techniques, and also what I have told in case of your cell line contamination by different species, isozyme analysis can also be used here. Isozyme analysis can also be used here for the detecting out of cross contamination from the same species. So whatever technique we have seen, whatever technique we have discussed to detect out the cross contamination by the same or different species, okay, so these techniques are actually reliable. These are powerful technique, as well as these are very sensitive techniques. So these techniques can be used. Okay, now another is Microbial contamination, to detection for the detection of microbial contamination, for example bacterial contamination as well as fungal contamination. So these are basically microbial contamination. So how this microbial contamination is going to be detected? So to check or the microbial contamination, for example bacterial and fungal contamination, we can use various type of specific test media. Okay, so various type of specific test media can be used. For example yeast extract mannitol media, nutrient broth media, blood agar media. Okay, so nutrient media, NB means nutrient media, can also be used with the supplementation of 2% yeast extract. So we are having one option that nutrient broth media can be used with 2% yeast extract. Now about the mycoplasma contamination, how the contamination by mycoplasma, how contamination by mycoplasma, we can detect the mycoplasma contamination, or we can detect out the contamination caused by the mycoplasma. So it's very difficult to detect out the mycoplasma contamination or the contamination which are being caused by the mycoplasma. So there is one technique known as fluorescent DNA technique which can be used, and it should be routinely used just after every 3 months to check out that whether there is mycoplasma contamination or not. So mycoplasma contamination can be due to, so what are the various sources of mycoplasma contamination? It can be serum, can be media, can be trypsin, or can be workers also. So by different workers also, workers can also be a good source of mycoplasma contamination. The other sources I have told are media, serum, trypsin, etc. So these are the sources of mycoplasma contamination. So this is all about the various types of sources of contamination and how we can detect out the contamination and how we can reduce or how we can minimize the contamination in case of animal cell culture. So this is all about. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.